Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So yes, last week while I was away with my girlfriend, the Astral Lockbox actually got updated. And with it, pretty hugely, comes the return of the Paranoid Delusion. We can see all of the new rewards that it can drop, and I just went through on PC, the auction house, and checked the value of them. You can see them right there. Now it has the same setup as before. You have the ability to drop like a random account-wide unlock, a random mount, random companion, and then the usual rewards. But pretty much everything from those first three sections has been changed. So in this video, let's cover all of those rewards. Is there anything good there? And ultimately the effectiveness of the Paranoid Delusion. Should you try get your hands on one, as it is a really unique companion. So we'll start things from the top here with the Omen of Despair. This mount has a useful vortex ability, but aside from that, I wouldn't get it. It does look pretty cool though. Then we have the Crystalline Warhorse, which definitely dropping in price. Does look pretty cool for what it is. I personally don't like it. Just looks plastic. But the Crystal Eruption is a unique ability that can deal decent damage. It's just the area is not as good as what you'll find on other mounts. And otherwise, it is just for cosmetics. Next up, we have the Flail Snail. And this one also is mainly just a cosmetic mount. Looks pretty cool from a very old lockbox, but I wouldn't get it for anything other than the visuals. Sure, it has Flail Snail ability here, knocking aside enemies, just not great. And quick action, just a measly amount of action point gain, which you can get on other mounts, which are definitely cheaper than this one. Then we have the Companion, the Green Slime, which, yeah, you can get for basically nothing on green. But if you did want to get on Legendary, it would cost you a bit more here. And overall, I wouldn't usually use it on a tank. You end up already having too much defense. And Blurred Vision, you can get it on other companions, and as active, it doesn't deal a lot of damage. You can see it here in single target. It's like rank 125 on this list. And otherwise, you can get the account-wide version just from the Reaper store. But then we have a Jarlaxle. He is actually a pretty exclusive companion. You can see selling for above the 10 millions, and that's because he was like a Zen market only, and he has Maestro's Observation with 7.5% accuracy, the only companion that gives only accuracy. But it's not very useful because as a damage dealer, you just kind of want to go with your Minsk, Batiri, Knight, Tamed Raptor in the offensive slots anyway. Otherwise, his capabilities, his combat effectiveness is nothing special at like rank 123 here. So then we have the second section where you can get a random mount. You can get the Leopard printed Yethound, which, yeah, you can see is pretty cheap here, and again, it's just for the cosmetics. You can get the Mist form, also just a cosmetic mount. Pretty cool though, but yeah, very cheap. Also the Aberrant Drake. It looks pretty cool, but yeah, not very expensive. And again, just for the cosmetics. Then the Aberrant Feywolf looks pretty cool there. But yes, just again, a purely cosmetic mount. All of these cosmetic items will definitely go back up in price when the Astral Lockbox gets updated again. Because every module, they seem to be doing that every few months, changing up the loot table here. Which makes sense, it gives it new value. But those items then become unavailable when this gets reworked and added different rewards. These will no longer be obtainable, and it can be recommended to like hoard a few and save and wait and sell them for a lot more than right now. But it does require you to have patience. And as for the final mount, it also has the Hell Emblazoned Warg, which you can see there again, another cosmetic mount. There are definitely some cool options, which I'm guessing were very rare before this came along with this update. They were probably well into the millions and will probably be there again once they're no longer available here. But we go to the third section, which is those companions. So we have the Vistani Wanderer, which I believe was there in the previous edition, but yeah, he's here, can give you bonus currency in Barovia, and can give you bonus 5% movement speed to you and all your allies. His combat effectiveness is also not too bad, 38,000 DPS there, rank 25. So he has its uses. Then we have the new edition of the Mage Slayer. Still pretty expensive, and the reason is because he's very effective as a striker companion, a melee striker companion at least. And he does also give you increased portal drop rates within River District and increasing your damage against the enemies there. But his damage output is actually one of the best. Just be aware he is fully melee and has to have full uptime on target to actually maintain that damage. Versus, let's say you look at a green scale bowman, sure, it can do a bit less damage, but having high uptime with being ranged allows him to be more consistent. But then we have the Paranoid Delusion, which when I made this list was nearly 5 million worth. Most definitely going to be dropping in price while this lockbox is in its state. And you can see it's actually still sustaining a pretty high price. There's only 7 of them here. And this guy is super unique. Now, precision you can get on many other companions. The delusion in insight is not actually that great. But you can have him as summoned. And what he's going to do is clone you. And that is what makes this companion super special. When you go and summon him, you can see he's going to mirror exactly the fashion you have on, which means you can customize basically exactly what your companion is going to look like based on what you're going to look like. I can set my companion to look like this. I can then switch my own appearance over to something else. And the companion won't change until I resummon, and you can see now it has this exact fashion set that I had, and I can switch back. You can also, what's really cool is mount up with these celestial wings, and if you summon your companion while mounted like this, it'll get like those angel wings, as you can see right there, one of the really cool effects. But not only does it mirror your visuals, it will also have a unique attack based on your class. So as a barbarian here, the Paranoid Delusion will indeed use my weapon to attack the target, and it'll use one of the barbarian attacks, which is Wicked Strike, which, sure, you can't actually use now as a barbarian because it got vaulted. That attack did when they made the rework to Barbarian back in Module 16. But nonetheless, it is still a Barbarian specific attack and unique to the companion. Overall, it is a really special companion and has not been available for years and years and years, other than perhaps Juma bags and Dragonflight bags. But nonetheless, this thing was selling for the tens of millions with the people who had it. And it's still selling for a super high price. And it is, yeah, pretty much the hype right here with this Astral Lockbox update. We can look at my tests with regards to the Paranoid Delusion across the different classes. Like Ranger, it's going to perform very well there in like 5th position. Rogue, 9th position there, still super good. Cleric, very good there with Paladin, Barbarian, Fighter. And then a little bit behind Bard and Warlock. Still very solid, with Wizard being like within the last position there, 35,000 DPS. But yeah, absolutely a companion you can make use of on any of the classes there and just looks super cool. The only thing is the effectiveness of it can be questionable when you consider all of these support companions you might want to use instead, as these would provide a boost to your entire team, not just raw damage like these would have. But still, it's very nice that they are pretty competitive. You can use it and they'll do very solid damage for you. Overall, one of the most unique companions in the game, being able to copy whatever visuals you are wearing and have a specific attack based on your class. You can see again, it looks really cool right there and has the visuals exactly like myself with just a bit of an extra purple glowy effect. Also keep in mind it does have like a fear ability, paranoia, which will cause enemies to basically be interrupted, immobilizing them with fear, which is a nice CC effect, a nice control effect, causing them to, yeah, basically get interrupted and not do any damage. But finally, they did add the snow leopard, another very cool looking companion. Was super exclusive before added here. I'm sure the devs know it and that's why they added it. It's just unfortunate that the effectiveness of the snow leopard is not particularly high. 156th position. I would like to see it getting a damage update. I think it looks like one of the really cool companions you could have. I just in general really like the tigers and cats and things. And the ability Leopard's Instinct can be useful, but it's generally not as good as just stats or damage buffs you could get. But finally, there is the Quickling, which is very good for healers. So if you still miss that, getting the crit strike and outgoing healing, it can be very valuable for that. And you can take the opportunity now that it is going to sell for a lot cheaper. But its combat effectiveness is not that high. You can see it right there. Only 27,000 DPS, 86th position. Overall, that is the new Astral Lockbox update. You might not have been aware of it, but it has been like this over the past 2 weeks, I think, just about, with those new rewards available. The only thing is the Astral Lockbox is not available. Yes, you can get it from other players who have stored it up and are selling it. You can see 10 of them is going for like 846,000. I would absolutely not buy them here. I would wait, because you can get them if you have the full discounts at like 60,000 Astral Diamonds. Here you're paying nearly like 84,000 Astral Diamonds per box. And in all honesty, the drop rate on these rewards is very low to get exactly what you want. If you're hoping for a Paranoid Delusion, you're going to have to spend millions and millions of Astral Diamonds on opening these lockboxes in order to like get a good chance at actually getting it. We're going to go and open a whole load of these and see if we can get all of those rewards. We open them very quickly here. They are very valuable to open, not for those specific rewards, but just these trade bars. Every time you open them, you're getting trade bars. And on average, you get like 45, which does make the box pay off in just the trade bars alone. So all of these extra rewards are just kind of bonus. We'll open a few hundred here and see what rewards we did get from the list in terms of companions and mounts. So that's like 250 opened. Let's have a look. We got a bunch of these cosmetic mounts already. We got like the Vistani Wanderer, Mage Slayer, Leopard Printed Yeth Hound, Quickling, and we did get the green slime. So those top rewards, definitely a much lower drop rate. But we didn't get, like, say, the Paranoid Delusion yet. Oh, and speaking of that, we just got it. So yeah, like we had to open over 260 of these, which is a substantial amount of Astral Diamonds. But we did just get another Paranoid Delusion. The drop rate is definitely not that bad on it, all things considered. And we got a third one too, but we could just be super lucky at that point. We got a fourth one as well. It is definitely in that category where it drops a lot more often. Like the top category with that green slime is very low drop rates, as we only seem to have gotten like one of them so far out of like Jarlaxle, Volcanic Flail Snail, Crystalline Warhorse, and so on. We got that Snow Leopard just there. We got that Volcanic Flail Snail. We got that Omen of Despair, another green slime, and that is ultimately 999 opened. We got over 46,300 trade bars. So yeah, over an average of 46 trade bars per box, which is super good. And that's the main reason I would indeed open these lock boxes. But we can get some bonus rewards here. We got that Omen of Despair, Volcanic Flail Snail, Crystalline Warhorse, Green Slime. So we did get everything except for Jarlaxle from the top section of rewards there. Those again are all account wide, which is great. But then looking at like the random mounts, we got Mistform, Leopard printed Yeth Hound, Aberrant Drake, Aberrant Feywolf, and the Hell Emblazoned Warg. So we did get all of those from the middle section. And then in terms of companions, we got the Mage Slayer, Paranoid Delusion, Snow Leopard, Vistani Wanderer, and a bunch of Quicklings as well. 9 of them. And yeah, 7 Paranoid Delusions as well. So you do get them pretty often. That's like a 0.7% drop rate or 1 in 42 to open. But then you do get all of these other rewards as well. Overall, the value this time around is like 30 million, which is not bad. And that is considering the prices after people have already opened a bunch of these and got those rewards and are selling them. Just be aware, the Astral Lockbox is not within sight of returning when we check the calendar. Who knows though, they could always add it in here anytime they wish. It could come like with the next module. It could come sometime in October, which to be honest, even the next module might come within October with regards to these login rewards, but we shall have to see. Overall, decent updates to the box, but I would warn you, don't really open Astral Lockboxes hoping to obtain those specific rewards. Open the boxes if you need trade bars. They're a great deal just for that, and you otherwise will just be left disappointed not getting the exact reward you want unless you open hundreds of these boxes. Like if I wanted Jarlaxle, I'm walking away disappointed even after opening nearly 1,000 of these boxes. 999, no Jarlaxle. It might not even drop, particularly when you look at the price of this companion still being super high with only 5 of them here. Overall, thanks for watching. A special thank you to these channel members for your extra support. If this was somewhat insightful, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.